The three pre-tertiary teacher unions who commenced a nationwide strike on March 20, 2024 over the government's failure to address their conditions of service have called it off. This decision follows the National Labour Commission obtaining an interim injunction to cease the industrial action, allowing negotiations to commence. The unions include the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers, Citi.
The government says it was ready to negotiate with the striking teacher unions only if the call of their strike. This stance resulted in inconclusive meetings between both parties. During the strike, academic activities ceased in various primary and secondary schools after the unions accused the government of failing to address their conditions of service. However, to alleviate the burden on students, the National Labour Commission obtained an injunction mandating the unions to suspend the industrial action. In response, the unions, in a press briefing, announced the suspension of the strike and urged the teachers to return to the classrooms for negotiations to commence.
We met the government side. The government side insisted if we do not call off the strike, they aren't going to continue with negotiations. We informed them that we have a procedure through which we must go through to be able to call off the strike. The meeting ended abruptly. Then the next day, Thursday last week, we heard that the Labour Commission is going for an injunction. It was not until this week that we have officially been served with the injunction. As law-abiding citizens and having respect for the courts, we hereby declare the strike that was called on 20th March 2024 called off, and ask all our members and teachers of pre-tertiary education in this country to resume work with immediate effect.
The president of the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, Njo Kabunu, however, urged the government to immediately initiate negotiations to address their concerns.
The teachers in this country are suffering too much, and they have been denied what is rightly theirs. We are law-abiding citizens as the leaders of the teacher unions, and we will not, under any circumstances, defy the orders of the court, whether we are happy or not. On this note, as has been said, we ask all our teachers to return to the classroom, and we call on the leadership or the management of Ghana Education Service, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Labour, and also Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to commence negotiations immediately. And not only commence negotiation, but will be seen to work in such a manner that negotiations will end in the interest of the Ghanaian teachers.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Education Service has indicated its readiness to commence negotiations with the teacher unions.
This is a pleasant news indeed, and I want to take the opportunity to applaud them for calling off this strike to pave the way for us to continue with negotiations. As we have indicated time and again as management of Ghana Education Service, we would continue to work in the interest of our staff and our learners. So we thank them dearly for calling off this strike. We are all excited about this news, and we are going to get into the negotiations right away.
The strike called off by the three pre-tertiary teacher unions comes on the back of an injunction secured by the National Labour Commission. Academic activities can now return to normalcy at various basic and secondary schools. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Kennedy Chumisi.